Good morning. The Secretary General and the Prime Minister will make...
President Putin believes that he can wait those out. It is important that we demonstrate that that's not the case, that we are ready to stand by Ukraine for the long haul. And therefore, I expect NATO leaders to agree that NATO will lead the coordination of security assistance and training for Ukraine, with a new NATO command in Wiesbaden to coordinate training and the provision of security assistance to Ukraine, and also that Allied leaders will agree a long-term pledge of support to Ukraine. This will provide Ukraine with greater predictability for the long haul. Great to have you here. It's great to see how Estonia is really stepping up. And we have agreed new, more ambitious defense plans. Allies are delivering more forces, high readiness, investing in high-end capabilities. And this year, 23 allies are going to invest more than 2% of GDP on defense, which is great progress compared to where we were just a few years ago. Investing heavily and doing more for NATO and their strong personal commitment to NATO. So please, you have the floor. The war in Ukraine demonstrates that our security is not regional, it is global, because we see how Iran and North Korea are providing weapons, drones, ammunition to Russia to enable them to conduct a war aggression against Ukraine. But we also see how China is propping up the Russian war economy, enabling Russia to support not to conduct a war aggression against Ukraine.
And I'm very glad that we got to talk about the Washington summit that is coming up. And in Washington, we must make the price we pay in supporting Ukraine in its efforts to defeat Russian imperialism is little compared to what would follow if aggression pays off. And we have to set victory as a goal. As historian Timothy Snyder has said, you don't always win wars, but you never win them if you don't set victory as a goal. The outcome of this fight is existential for the security of the whole transatlantic community. And for this, we need an allied pledge of long-term support for Ukraine.
We'll go to questions, starting with DPA in the third row in front of me here, please.
Our duty is to continue the process with Ukraine's NATO membership. We must demonstrate through our words and actions that Ukraine's path to NATO is irreversible.
Ansgar Hase, German press agency DPA. Prime Minister, together with your colleague...
A long-term strategy to counter and contain Russia's aggressive actions is needed. We are also seeing a coordinated policy of hybrid activities by Russia across Europe. There are more and more attempts to destroy civilian infrastructure, sabotage facilities related to arms deliveries. As part of our reaction, we need to connect the dots. These are not isolated events, but part of a bigger picture. And this means that we have a shared understanding of the threat, and we also need to expose those activities in public.